Hey, Brian Sullivan, founder of Precise Selling, with your weekly virtual selling tip, which no doubt you're doing a lot of, as am I. Okay, so today's tip is all about romancing the room. You're saying, well, Sully, I'm not in the room. I say, yes, you are. So it's GoToMeeting, MS Teams, maybe a little Zoom. You're in the room. You got to feel like you're in the room. So over the past 14 days, I've had the opportunity to sit in and watch several GoToMeetings, several Zoom meetings. Some were really good, some were pretty lame. And the ones that were lame because while the presenter was pretty effective at going through their slides and hitting all the content that their marketing department said that they have to go through, ultimately, I couldn't tell that the presenter actually liked what they were selling. So the most important thing that you have to bring to these web presentations, don't get stressed out about video. Don't get stressed out about your transitions and maybe even what your slide looks like. Because the most important thing is the energy and enthusiasm that you are bringing to your presentation. Because the client will say yes to you based more on your attitude and enthusiasm than anything. And so just because we're doing it virtually doesn't mean we're supposed to act like we are distant. Get in the room, get in the game. Totally important. So how do we do this? Well, one thing that I've seen in a lot of these web presentations is a lack of eye contact from the presenter. So for instance, you might have been on one this week where the presenter was like this. I'm going to give you some of the key features and benefits of the presentation, and you're really going to love my Holy cow, you would never do that if you were sitting in a boardroom in front of 4 decision makers. They think you were crazy. So what would you do? First of all, use your web camera right off the bat. Heck, use it as long as you can throughout the presentation. If you have to read some notes, no worries. You can turn it off, read your notes. However, it's so important that they see eye contact. And also, when you are making a key point, maybe it's the biggest benefit of your solution, make sure your eye contact stays through the end of your benefit. In other words, don't say, this is going to make you so efficient and save you time. It's not believable, is it? Okay, now let's talk about your environment. No doubt it's hard to keep our home offices clean, right? We have the family members, the dogs. I mean, it's difficult. But what I found is that when your work environment, your meeting, your presentation environment is good and clean, not sloppy, not messy, mentally you're more prepared to put on a great show, right? So clean up your office space, because we know, again, you wouldn't walk into a boardroom, throw your bag on one table, your jacket on the other, have papers everywhere. No, you couldn't put a good show on if that were the case. So clean up your stuff. Another key thing I'm seeing, let's pick up the pace. So many of these web presentations, maybe I set it for an hour in my GoToMeeting invite. Doesn't mean I have to take an hour. Right? If I can get my point across in 20 minutes as opposed to 45, I promise you they're going to appreciate me a lot better than the folks who have to get through this slide deck because, again, they were told or at least think they have to do it. So I guess the point I want to make to you is it's important for us to keep improving and keep practicing in front of people you trust. Could be a manager, could be a best friend, could be a peer, and take their coaching, listen to what they are telling you, and help each other improve. We're all going to get better at this, I promise. And at the end of this COVID-19 stuff, we will have learned a better skill than we had even before. Here's the deal. You are maybe not a professional speaker, but you are a professional who speaks. So let's use these new tools in this very weird time to become the best virtual sales presenter who exists in your industry. So thanks for popping by the Precise Selling Tip. We'll see you next week for yet another tip on virtual selling.